Hello everyone! 'Tis the season and love is all around. That's right, tax time is coming up. No, okay, Valentine's Day is coming up. And to some people that means a great deal. If you're one of them, if you pine for romance, if you enjoy the heck out of it while it's here and mourn it after it's gone, then that's great. That's you be you and etc. But that's not me personally. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to cover some different types of love. Emotional connections generally deepen your character's journey, so we really can't do without them. There's so many different types of love, and I'm talking really different, not just the sort of story that covers different types of romantic love and then throws in the occasional familial or platonic love just to say they did. The deep friendship. How is this not considered love? Really, it's a deep, steadfast bond where you're loyal and supportive of the person you care about. You look forward to seeing them and talking to them, and you really care about what they have to say, but we consider it something different than love. It's confusing. If you were to tell them that you loved them, they would throw up a wall instantly and claim, oh, I don't feel the same way about you. Of course, we do tend to use love as shorthand for romantic love. I'm just wondering how it got that way, but I'm thinking maybe it's because the emotions in romantic love tend to be so strong. Then again, romantic love tends to either fade over time or it evolves into something deeper. So what is romantic love except a very deep friendship that has evolved over time into still a deeper friendship with benefits, if you will? It's being comfortable with someone and coming to terms with the fact that they have quirks that you're going to have to be okay living with. There's also the business relationship aspect of a serious romantic relationship, but that part doesn't really have to do with emotions, not romantic emotions. So I'm just going to bypass that for now. The friendship has a couple of differences. You can grow your friendship and attach romantic feelings if you want to, or you can stay the same as you are and not involve kissy stuff. You usually don't live together, which can happen in romantic love and frequently does after an intervening length of time. And you usually don't mix in business with friendships because that can be a very bad idea. And friendships can spring up in childhood, which is before romantic love ceases to gross us out for most of us. In fact, friendships in childhood can be seen as a way to test out our relationships to other people in general. Now, coming back to business arrangements, friendships can also spring up through business arrangements, look at Sherlock Holmes and John Watson. Much has been made about the nature of the relationship between these two: essays, discussions, fan theories. Personally, I think they're just two very good friends with a mutual respect for each other's abilities. I do see Sherlock as asexual and aromantic, so hetero or homosexual relationships doesn't really figure in with him. Also, since I see him that way, I can't believe he ever had any capital F feelings towards Irene Adler, the woman, right? I think he just has a tremendous respect for her abilities, the fact that she trounced him, and he wouldn't say no to facing her in the ring again, so to speak. I think he feels the same way about her as he does Moriarty. Anyway, moving on. Familial love. You can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. If you are fortunate enough to have family members who you love, that's so much the better because you can't get away from them so easily. However, while family is something you don't have to love, it's kind of expected that you're going to love them. It's part of our societal expectations, which we've developed with our image of the family, typically the nuclear family with the picket fences and the dog, suburbs, the whole deal, which means that advertising propaganda is worth its weight in gold. Family love is complicated to dissect because children especially have been around their family members since as long as they can remember. That means that collective experiences and nostalgia are going to weigh heavily into any feelings they have about their father, mother, brother, sister, even secondary relatives such as grandparents and cousins. Secondary relatives, you may not even know that well because maybe you've only seen them a handful of times in your lifetime. But you say, of course I love them, because everything you know about them and have experienced about them, they've been relatively mild and blameless, and you have a deeper love for the people who connect you. And that can be enough for what we term love, even though it may not be a love that's as deep as what we feel for a good friend. Adopted members of a family can develop that love, but that will come in at a later date. It takes longer. Just like a friend or a romantic partner, it helps if you have something in common that you find in the first place, or if you're on the same wavelength of thinking and talking about something. But time is going to be the key. Just like it is when you're first married and you move in together, or not married and move in together, or when you have a new baby, some major change in your life involving somebody new in your life. New baby or new pet. Pets! Speaking of those furry babies, many people see their pets in the same way as they do their children. Although pets are different because they learn, but they only learn so far. They're never going to grow up and be able to fend for themselves in the same way that most children will be able to. But like children, pets have the power of cute and helpless on their side. So it's easier to forgive them their foibles that they will inevitably make. You forgive them and say it's all part of having one. For their part, pets are dependent on us, but on the other hand, they don't ask for much. They ask for food and water, a place to do their business, a warm place to sleep. They're not asking for much. What I'm saying is we should all be more like dogs. Objects and hobbies. Objects are a category all their own, really. Stuff is just stuff until it's not just stuff. Does it spark joy and all that? Is it a book? Or is it the book that your dad read to you when you had the flu when you were 10, and he did all the voices and he read it over and over again as many times as you wanted to hear it? You can have a very deep connection to a thing. I don't know if the thing itself will spark joy, but it can spark memories that spark joy. Like a beloved song or a postcard can bring joyful memories to someone with dementia. The memory for that is so strong that it takes longer than other memories to root out. So, how about hobbies or passions? Passions is more key word here. We have things that we enjoy doing, just like objects. They spark joy, but it's more about the memories associated with them, the experiences that we have had doing this thing up until this point in time. Some things we enjoy doing so much that we could do them all the time. These are our passions, and we have to watch them to make sure they don't head into the realm of addiction. Like, sadly, I cannot write all the time because I have to leave the house occasionally. The world isn't fair, just like your mama told you. But I have very strong emotions when I think about writing, even more than what you might call joy. I feel so strongly about it that I cannot separate myself from the activity. I am a writer. So when I list things I love, I'll say my family, my dog. I separate humans and other animals, but you may not. Writing, movies, coffee, things I feel very strongly about. That's basically it, isn't it? When we compare other types of love to romantic love, we're still talking about the same sort of deep, strong feelings. Even in that strong, deep love, there are different levels, like friendship compared to romantic love, or my dog compared to my writing. Don't make me choose. Most of us love something. Even if we're aromantic, we have something that we care about so deeply that we would defend it to the pain. This is such a human trait that we have to have it in our stories. Even if your character doesn't have something they care that deeply about at the beginning of their journey, by the end of their journey, they will have found something. Love is ingrained in our human psyche so much that we just can't do without it. And it's a good thing too, because really it's just a survival trait that we've evolved over time to ensure our continuance as a species. But listen to me, I'm full of romantic talk. What other kinds of love can you think of that I've missed? I'm sure there's a bunch. And for you writers out there, what does your character care about so much that it affects their journey? What do they care about enough that they will fight for it or defend it? Readers, what characters have you read recently where they learned to care for something, or they fought to defend something that they cared about so much in a way that struck you as novel or unusual? Everyone, what do you love? What do you care about? Please mention it in the comments. I want to hear everything you have to say. Until next week, love to you all. Bye.